The following is a Podbeard production.
Two fries in a game! But look at my butt.
Heavy the laxative.
Father, what is this?
I do not know.
My blood moon is rising once again.
In a world where two ordinary gamers team up to fight the forces of boredom. This is their podcast, and this is their story.
This is truly a sight to behold. Hodder and Caz, two once great champions of the motor speedway, now a study in mumpishness.
Okay, yeah, so, let me just stop you right there. What's that from to you?
Well, it's from Family Guy.
Okay, but where's it originally from, though? Do you know where that actually is from?
I mean, I'm assuming it's from a movie, but I'm not sure what one.
Yep.
Teaching TJ about pop culture.
I thought we were doing a skit, though. We're just going to jump into teaching TJ
I'm
pop culture.
just like, I heard you doing that, and I was like, okay, this is the skit you want to do? Okay, so that movie is a classic. It's called Better Off Dead with John Cusack in it.
Okay.
And so the scene you're referencing is he keeps pulling up to a stoplight, and every time he pulls up to the stoplight in his car, these two Asian fellows who are about, I don't know what they're doing or what the gimmick is, but it's just completely random. And they pull up, and one of them is, go ahead, do the voice. He has
this is truly a sight to behold.
and he starts like talking like an announcer at a racetrack, and and it's almost like initiating a race. So John Cusack has like his driving gloves, and he starts putting them on, and he puts his driving goggles on. But every time he starts the race, he slams into the back of another vehicle.
So
So
it
just gets really, yeah. So, and like the Family Guy one, obviously, is Peter's using his maid for the week that he has, and she just falls over. So
Mr. Griffin, this is completely humiliating.
Yeah.
Well, Lois wants me to go to the store, and I can't because gas prices are too high.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. This is truly a sight to behold.
That is where that
great.
comes from. And I know you love that one. And I had asked you the other day, and I was like, oh, do you really know where that's from?
And I was like, I don't know, but shave it.
Shave it. Shave it like a cat.
Shave it like a cat.
We're talking to you, Simba.
Anyway, what's up, everybody? I'm Hodder.
And I'm Caz.
And this is Two Guys in a Game. Voice cracked like six
Never
times
gets old, does it?
that.
Never
No,
gets
it never
old.
does. It never does.
You sure you got time for that? Yeah, no, it's an Al Harrington. Don't
It's
worry.
a lot of Harrington goes on for a while. We hope you guys doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you so very much for
Hopefully.
tuning in today.
Hopefully you are.
Yes, we hope that you are. If you're not, then well, hopefully this podcast can hopefully brighten your day a little bit, brighten your week.
Brighten your life.
Yes. We hope that you have hit that subscribe button, given us a follow, left us a like, rating, however you do so, however you're listening. Thank you very much. Please be sure
Wait,
to
you
do
did the
so.
intro. You did the thing wrong. The introduction when you were like, I'm Hodder, and I'm Caz. You're supposed to be like, I'm Hatter.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I
I
was
was
supposed
supposed
to
to
go,
say
I'm
I'm Hatter.
Kaz.
Oh, I did it wrong. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We didn't.
I'm
plan
Hatter.
That. He's Hatter. I'm Caz. And the
Yeah, I'm
reason why
Hatter
he's
now.
Hatter, what is the reason?
So,
Do we have a special episode for them today, TJ?
kind of, I think so. We're going to talk mainly about probably two games and a bunch of other bull crap.
Two guys and two games
Yes.
and actual gaming talk for the first time.
I know. We're
actually
gonna
excited about it, though.
Considering last week we talked like for 30 minutes about anything but video games.
Yeah, that was the whole point.
People were pissed.
It was time for a tangent.
I wanted to see if we could actually do half an hour of entertaining content, not talking about video games. I think we totally pulled it up. But we have been playing two games actually today.
The day
Today
that we are
the day
recording
we're
this
actually
episode.
recording. So that's very cool. We have been playing a game that the main meme was made up of for this particular episode, and the game is called West of Loathing.
Yeah, which
We're going to get to that because that's really an interesting game, and I want to focus on that a lot. And then the other games, we've been playing Mario Odyssey, but we've been doing co-op mode.
Yeah, and holy shit.
Yeah, oh
what
my
a shit
God,
show.
it's a shit
hilarious
show.
shit show of a friggin' game concept, but it works
It's
in some
fun
sense,
as
and it's
shit.
hilarious. We're just laughing our asses off playing
Oh,
it.
it was too much.
So.
It was so fun. But so we're going to talk about those two games today, and the reason why the meme, for those of you who didn't understand, because some people were like, what's with the meme? Like, it's kind of silly looking. And I'm like, if you couldn't tell, my eyes are on top of Kaz's hat as the character from West of Loathing. So that's the Mario Odyssey reference.
Since he's playing the hat.
Yes. I was thinking about doing like the Mario hat and like putting my eyes on it, but like it was way too much work.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do that, considering those memes are supposed to be quick, stupid, crappy little memes. So I was like, yeah, whatever, it works.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into that, Kaz, what is new and exciting?
Steve, Oh, he's eating. I didn't know where Steve was. I found him. Steve's excited.
Steve's right there. Yeah.
Steve, very exciting to be. He came up to me today, started giving me cuddles. I was all like, "Oh my gosh, I missed you too." I feel like he actually knows me.
Oh, he totally knows who you are now.
I love it because I hate cats. They're usually assholes, but these cats aren't assholes. Like Simba's kind of an asshole, but
No, he's not.
yeah, he kind of is.
He can hear you.
But Steve's, I know he can. But yeah, no.
He's like, Caz.
Other than that, like no exciting stuff going on in my life.
Exciting.
Really. No.
Yeah, nothing too exciting going on for us. I mean, I as I was saying last week, I got a
It's
car.
like every
and
week, nothing exciting is going on in our lives.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
these guys
sometimes there
suck.
is.
All they have is a podcast.
Mhm.
I
Well,
mean, maybe I do have exciting stuff going on. I just don't feel like divulging it on a podcast. So stop bullying me, motorized windblowers. You guys suck.
You guys need to talk about what's going to be exciting on your podcast, though. I can't do the motorized windblower
the
voice.
fan voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
you guys are
can't- I
totally
can't
letting the
tell
fans
you-
down right now. You guys gotta.
You guys got to just tell us what's
You guys
going
got
on
to bring
in your
up, bring the
lives.
content. You know, we don't want to hear Rick and Morty anymore. We want to hear you review the Nintendo Labo. We want justice for the Labo. You're not getting it. We want it. No.
Oh, yeah. And
You know
also-
what? We'll burn that bridge just like we'll burn the Labo because it's flammable. That's a good point. Maybe it's not so child safe. Thank you.
Well, especially with the
I will never
expansion
stop
pack.
hating the Labo.
Especially with the expansion pack.
The Tim Hortons expansion
Yeah,
pack.
man. The coffee simulator. We set up that meme there last
Coffee
week.
simulation.
So good. I guess as far as me, I was talking last week about the fact that I bought a car, but I didn't actually have the car in my actual possession yet. I got it like the next day. So
I
now
can't believe you got it in 2 days of buying it. Like I had to wait like a week and a half. 2
freaking
weeks
shout outs to
get my
Tip
car.
Top Auto in Bowenville, Ontario. If you guys are looking for a good car,
Shout
Hit
outs
up
to
my
my
boy
car,
Grant.
which is like 10 times better than TJ's car
well, I mean,
and 7 years nicer.
yeah, it's a newer car. Of course, it's nicer, but I think that Bernard John is
that the
no,
name of your
John
car?
Bernard? Excuse me.
Is that the name of your car?
Yeah, that's how I'm naming.
I haven't named. Oh yeah,
John
I did
Bernard.
name my car. My car's name is Silverfang.
It's kind of a joke with someone who, if they listen to this, they're gonna shit their pants because I actually said it live on the podcast. But I did pick up Caz today, so that was kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, now I'm stranded here and I can't leave until he drives me home.
Until I decide to drive him.
I mean, I
home.
could walk home or I could walk to work from here. I mean, work's pretty close, and I know a lot of people who would be willing to give me a ride home. So I
But
mean,
you're stuck here.
But I'm stuck here either way. It's a walk.
So what's interesting about the fact with the whole car situation is I'm hoping that it does open up some doors as far as having certain people on the podcast as well. You know, like, that could be cool.
Yeah, because now we can taxi service people.
Yeah. Like if someone wants to come on the podcast but they don't have a way here, like I can let's say like if you're working till a certain time, then we're gonna come do the pod. I can go get them or we can go to them.
We'll call it
or,
Tuber.
Tuber.
2 guys, Uber.
2 guys, Uber. I like it.
Tuber.
I like it.
Yeah, and your total fee from your house, which was just down the road, to the Podbeard Studios, or no, this isn't Podbeard Studios.
This is the Hodder Show.
Hodder Studios is
We have 3
$65.95. It was a 3-minute drive. Yes, we substantially charge more because we have no money.
I have no money, therefore I have to charge. you
Tuber
more
is
money.
not the greatest idea that we've come up with.
No, it's
Neither was Pornbeard or Poundbeard.
Poundbeard was the best idea we have ever come up with.
Yeah, it's only
Poundbeard.
gay porn though, because we only have guys in the network.
It's fine. Fan fiction, bro. I cannot wait for the day where there is Hodder and Caz fan fiction.
No, there will never
See,
be.
let me
Hodder and
explain
Caz
why
fan
though,
fiction.
because that means you've made it.
That means you've made it
The
enough
second
that
that- the
psychopaths are existing in
The
your...
second, they're not psycho. They're just
just
girls.
motorized
They're girls
windblowers.
who like to fantasize about us having sex with each other.
So Hodder took Kaz aside and looked him
God.
in the eyes.
Don't.
And then
Please
he
stop.
said,
Stop.
Kaz, you have to stop playing the Switch. We must go record a podcast.
That's what happened today. I finally had to pull him away from it when I was like, bro, we got a podcast.
What? That can be fan fiction. Not all fan fiction has to be...
No, it's going to be dirty
Gross.
fan fiction. Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Oh, my God.
Tweak and Craigaroo, they like each other.
That's literally what it'd be like that. Tweak X Craig. And then they just forced to be together. It's like, dude, you have to stop being like this.
No, except that was like Sam from work. She was like, oh, there's so many Sams at work, but you know, my Sam, the one that works with me, I would say, not
okay.
the
Yes.
other
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna-
I got you.
I don't
I got
want to
you.
like single people out.
I got you.
But yeah, she's like, "Oh my gosh, you and Nathaniel are so cute. Are you guys going on a date after work?" I'm like, "No, please don't say this. Now there's going to be
There's gonna
yaoi
be
art about
fan
us.
fiction.
God
Yes.
fucking damn it."
Yes.
So it's like, it's like Zach X Nate
Oh
and
my
everything,
God.
and then he makes it worse for us. He's like, he sits around after work waiting for me, and then she's like, "Oh, he's waiting
yeah,
for
of
you."
course he does.
And then I'm just like, "Yeah, I know. Okay,
I'm gonna
shush."
create that, by the way.
And then no, you're not. And then all of a sudden he comes over. He goes, "Are you sure you don't want to go out?" I'm like, "You're so tired. I'm so tired." I'm like, "Let's just go home and sleep." He's like, "Dude." He's like, "No." He's like, "I want some loving." And I'm just like, "Oh my god."
he's totally in on it. He's just fucking with
He
it.
just fucking with me right at that
my
point.
God.
And then we went to Dairy Queen. And it was pretty great. And then we, he listened to me bitch and whine about shit in my life for about 45 minutes. And I was having like a panic attack. And it was great. And
you had a blizzard and you were okay?
we had a blizzard. It was a nice blizzard.
What'd you get?
Caramel chocolate truffle blizzard.
Nice.
And they have these new spicy glazed chicken. Okay, why the fuck am I going off on a tangent about chicken nuggets?
I'm talking about because we're hungry.
Oh, I'm so hungry. But anyways, yeah. So I don't even know where we began with that.
That's exciting.
Oh, right, the shipping of me and
The
Nate.
shipping
So me and
of-
Nate,
yes.
it's Nate X Zach or whatever you want to
Nate
call
X Zach. So that's Nate X Caz, actually.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nate, who was on the podcast. Nate, who was on the podcast, by the way, a couple of weeks ago.
it. Yeah. So Hodder.
Yes.
I'm gonna try and be you. What have you been playing this week there, Kaz?
Is that how I sound?
That is how you sound.
So what have you?
and actually, you know what? I have to say something.
you know,
Your Gene Simmons impression is actually freaking the cadence of it. You're right.
Yeah.
It is spot on. Because I started watching Gene Simmons on talk shows last night because it was just in my head and I was drinking beer and those aren't a good combination. So listening to my podcast and he did his Gene Simmons thing. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you know what I've never done? I've never actually heard Gene Simmons. So I look him up on a talk show. He's a smart guy though.
Gene Simmons is
He's
a businessman.
freaking
He's a smart
genius
guy.
when it comes to being like,
See, now here's the thing you need to
he's
understand.
like, I don't agree
about
with this.
Kiss is that Kiss is a business.
See what I did there?
I am
That's his
here today.
catchphrase. Have you ever done
Yes.
that?
You see what I did there?
See what I did there?
Gene
You need to
Simmons
start doing that now,
from
and you need to
Kiss.
watch his stuff because he's on these talk shows and he's all like, "Yeah, so I'm not saying that being racist is good, but Donald Trump is not a racist," and he's like,
You see what I did there?
and you see what I did there, and he's trying to make him like, but he like the way he does it, and he makes everybody so uncomfortable because he
he's
just has
just-
this presence.
He just doesn't care.
And he's
about
just
anything.
so rich and smart, and he's all about that money logo, which I trademarked in the 50s. And you're just like, dude, you own the money logo. No wonder why you're rich. You're basically like, holy shit. But
Every
he
time you put the
always
money
talks. He's
logo
got
up,
the
you gotta
hat.
pay him. Yeah.
He's got the hat. Yeah, like that's crazy to me. That blows my mind.
He's a businessman. That's
He's
all
smart.
it is. At the end of the day, he's just a big businessman.
Like, yeah, but he's Kiss. He's freaking Kiss.
He is Kiss,
But
yes.
but he's still probably one of the richest
Kiss
people alive.
is a business, and I'm here today to teach you about the business behind Kiss. When he was on the Howard Stern show, and the guy who I started doing this impression after I listened to Craig Gass a bunch because he's like one of the best impressionists ever. And he's such a funny guy. Even just without impressions, he's a hilarious freaking comedian. When he had him on the show and it was like really uncomfortable because he kept doing all these Gene Simmons impersonations, he'd like call people up like, "Yes, this is Gene Simmons from Kiss, and I'm here to tell you that I raped your grandmother." And he was like saying all this absurd shit. So then Gene Simmons came and confronted him on the air. So then he was like, "That took a lot of balls to do what you do," and like he thought it was really funny. But the next time he wanted to come on, Gene Simmons, he asked for the guy not to be there. So of course the guy showed up as Gene Simmons in full makeup. He was like, "I'm the real Gene Simmons, and that man is an imposter." And it's too much. But
Wow.
no, the thing is, like I say it all the time, I can't do voices very well, but like a cadence.
Yes, you have.
Like I can do cadences.
So when we
spot
open
on.
up Kaz and Hodder's voice training school, you will learn how to do classes of cadence. That's what we're going to
Yes,
call
that's
TJ's
what I'll
thing.
do.
Classes
My
of
class.
Cadence 101, taught by Mr. TJ Hodder, paging Dr. TJ Hodder.
Paging Dr.
And
Faggot.
I will teach you how to do.
Actual
We'll have a
voices.
class just called Rick and Morty voice acting, and Justin Roiland will be there because we're going to be best friends one
course.
day because he's the most chill
We're gonna
guy.
have him on the show.
Justin, come on the show. Fly to Ontario, come on the show. Seriously.
Yeah. I think it'd be
Yeah.
great.
Okay.
But like lately, I've been
Lately, you've been going on tangents, and,
Yeah.
and we have a lot to talk about today.
Yes.
And now you're still going to go off on this tangent.
Yeah, I am because
Okay.
we're on this topic. Because we don't actually talk about video games here today.
God damn
Well,
it.
last thing I promise before we get into the good stuff. Brandon was saying to me the other day, he's like, you know, something you've been starting to say a lot lately instead of like, because he's like, you used to say and a lot, which just is what it is. That's how I
Yeah.
talk. I can't help that. But he was always like, it's so unprofessional for a podcaster.
Yeah.
And then I listen to professional podcasts and they go,
So
like-
we're gonna take a quick second
for like
here
literally
to,
40 seconds and there was a silence.
Make a shout out to Jason Reese from Jay
No, but like
Bird.
I'll listen to but like I'll listen to like professional broadcasters who are trained and they'll go, and then they'll like a 15-second silence. And I'm
In
like, I
other
never allow
news-
silence.
Yeah.
Never allow silence. But he says, lately you've been saying a lot.
You know.
I was like, like blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like, and he's like, where did that come
Well,
from?
you also say anyways a lot too.
Anyways,
Anyways,
moving
that's
on.
like a tangent.
Yeah,
That's like a tangent.
That's how I shut your
redirection.
tangent down. Or my tangents
Anyways,
down.
Kaz is now talking about sexual orientation, so we are going
We're
to
gonna go ahead and
diverge
move on
the
over here.
conversation.
No, but I got that from someone who I literally stole the way because like the way he talks, Randy Blythe from Lamb of God.
Oh, okay.
It's like that's how he talks. Like this, like blah 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 blah. So I'm like, cool. That's a good way to say something else other than Anyway, moving on. So, Kaz, what have you been playing this week?
Didn't I just ask you that?
Probably.
I did. I asked you that
Did you
in
ask
your
me that?
cadence. In your cadence.
Did you?
And
I
then we
didn't
went off
hear
on
it.
a Gene Simmons tangent.
Okay, so what you asked me again then in my cadence.
I already did it though. It's been done.
Okay, fine. So
Okay, fine. So
Uh,
yeah, see how
Penis.
good with that. Penis. Okay. Yeah, so what I've been playing this week, well actually for the past 2 weeks since it came out is what we're going to talk about, one of our games today, which is West of Loathing,
yes.
which you saw it firsthand. It's
I
amazing.
got to actually play it.
It's incredible.
It's
like
a really cool little game.
$14.
Yeah.
It was $14. I was like, oh my gosh, I was looking at it. And I remember seeing it when they advertised it back in the beginning of the year when they were like, oh, it's Nindies. It's the Nintendo Indie season. Like, get ready for Nindies. And I was like, isn't that a little
Get
racist?
ready for Nindies.
I'm like, isn't that racist? The Nintendo people don't like to be called Nindies. That's so racist. Anyway, so, anyways,
Anyway.
so we were playing that a little bit earlier before we recorded this podcast.
Yes.
But yeah, it's an RPG, turn-based. It's just got so much fun stuff to it, and it's so basic.
Well, that's the thing about it is like the first time you loaded it up, you're like, I gotta show you this game. And like graphical wise, it is a full-on animated stick figure game.
Yeah.
Like everything is crudely drawn stick figures, but it's fully animated. It's animated very well.
Yes.
You know, like everything's very fluent and everything's very beautiful from a standpoint of like it's a joke, obviously.
Yeah,
Like, they
it's a
obviously
huge
were like,
joke.
oh, what are we gonna do for original graphics? Let's do freaking stick figures. Screw it. And like, you know, you can get pants for your character, but your character doesn't wear any pants. You know,
Yeah,
like just
or-
stupid shit like that.
Or you're like, oh my god, that man's naked. He's just a stick figure.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, put on some pants, will you?
You can only tell who people are based on their hats, like what
That's
their
it.
profession is. So
Literally,
the rest
that's
of it,
it.
their body's just a stick, right? So
Then you can unlock different hats.
yeah, so that's what I've been playing. It's pretty cool. And then what have you been playing?
Nothing really too exciting that I haven't already talked about. I'm very close to finishing God of War, which is very exciting. God of War. And then also I have been playing a little bit of Rayman Legends still. Me and Sam are still ripping that. And I'm going to actually play very soon, like probably Lulu start tomorrow.
80 Chronicles of the First Mage.
No. A game that you ripped to shreds
80
on this
Chronicles of the
podcast.
First- Not
and I
Nintendo
needed
Labo.
to. No.
Please God, no. We can't even do the podcast if you touch a Nintendo Labo.
No.
That was excessive.
You probably thought that it skipped there for a second, but it didn't. I'm like Family Guy.
That was excessive.
Exactly. That's the joke.
Ah.
I'm Buzz Killington. No, but a game that Kaz kind of ripped to shreds on this podcast that caused a lot of controversy.
Did it?
Yeah, I had like 5 people message me, be like, did he even play the freaking game? What is he talking
What
about?
game?
Beyond Two Buttholes.
Yeah, it sucks.
Literally, like, dude, like 5 people messaged me and they're like, did he even play the freaking game? What is he talking about?
Yeah.
You just didn't like it. It wasn't for you.
It was so, oh.
We're not going to talk
I'm
about
not
it.
even going to get into it.
No.
Did I even play it? What? So what if someone comes up to me and gets mad about the Labo? Did you even play the Labo? No, I don't have to play the Labo. I already know. I can see from looking at it. So when I tell you that the Labo sucks, it's because deep in my heart and soul, I know. I have a sixth sense about these things. Trust me. Beyond Two Souls, though, I did play it. I played it for like 10 minutes, and I was like, what is this trash? Okay, it was more than 10 minutes, but I was like...
I was about to say, please don't say only 10 minutes because
it was more than 10 minutes. But I would just say this, I don't understand. I don't understand why they put so much effort into a game, and that could have been great. And they got all these great big actors. Mm-hmm. And it's just like the Green Goblin's in it. Yeah. The Green Goblin's in it with Juno, and it's just...
With Juno. I think she's played more than just Juno.
No, just Juno.
Just Juno.
Anyways, yeah.
I don't even really remember that movie that much. Anyway, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll let you guys know how it is. I'll probably do a little synopsis on it because I think I'm going to enjoy it because I know it's very story driven and everything, and I like the concept. But we'll see because apparently,
well, you're gonna like it because you're also the guy who's like, oh, I like Mass Effect Andromeda. It's not a bad game. So
yeah, it's gonna be great.
So you're probably gonna like it. But that's fine. To each their own. Everybody has their own taste, you know? Some people like terrible games. Other people like good games. It's not.
And obviously, we're not always going to agree on everything. You know, just because we both like certain games doesn't mean we're going to disagree.
Yeah, like I still have no. Even after you talk about not to be rude, but I still have no drive to want to play Mass Effect Andromeda. But that's just because that's not because of it being what I've heard as a bad game. I just don't like Mass Effect anymore. I feel like it's very repetitive gameplay. It gets boring quickly, but that's just me. I won't touch it because of that. It's the same way I won't play an Assassin's Creed game anymore. Or a Call of Duty. I won't even touch a Call of Duty.
No,
it's just the repetitiveness. I literally haven't exciting and that's me.
I literally haven't played an actual Call of Duty that I've owned since Black Ops 2. I have no desire to
and
play
then
them
next year they're bringing out Black Ops 5, 6, and 7 all in one big trilogy package, so you can just get them all there. And
just say fuck it. It's all the
and
same.
And then they're gonna come out with the next trilogy, and then it's gonna be Black Ops is gonna have the Star Wars intro, where it's gonna be bam, boom, 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 Black Ops Episode 5.
In a world where every game is the exact freaking same.
Now Woods is coming back as a robot again, and this time he's gonna kill everybody. Oh my gosh, Mason, look out! Alex Mason's back. Oh my god, he's 170 years old and he's got a lightsaber. The first Black Ops was at least kind of good. Come on, Black Ops 2 was okay for multiplayer.
The first Black Ops was amazing. I really enjoyed it.
Not if you played Modern Warfare 2, you wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. Modern Warfare 2 was so much better.
I like Modern Warfare 2, but
so
I preferred Black Ops.
You preferred Black Ops, is what you're saying?
Black Ops. Carl on duty. Black Ops.
Okay, guys, so we're going to take a quick second to give a much-needed shout-out to our good friend, Mr. Jason Reese from Jaybird Digital Arts. Whether you guys need t-shirts, logos, business cards, phone manipulation, custom art, anything like that, Jason is your guy.
You've seen our logo. You've seen how awesome it is. Hit him up today by going to www.jaybirddigitalarts.com. That is JAYBIRD digitalarts.com. Go there right now.
Right now, guys. Just pause the podcast.
Jaybird Digital Arts.
Digital Arts.
But I want to talk a little bit more about West of Loathing because I feel like we kind of just went blah, blah, and skipped over. But with this game, if you guys have the Switch, you need to check it out.
It's
if
not
you're
just
a fan
on
of
the Switch.
So it's
either,
not
right?
okay. Cool.
I don't think so. If it is, then maybe I'm sorry. I might be wrong with this. I might be misinformed. I'll kind of check here. But I'm pretty sure it's on other consoles because most of these games that are getting released are on other consoles before.
And it's kind of like an indie game. It looks like an indie game, but it doesn't play like an indie game.
No, it plays like a full game.
It plays great. It's super tight. Everything looks great on it, which is interesting because of the actual graphical content with the stick figures and that. It's funny to me. There's kind of the adult humor. It's definitely a game that is not for kids, it's for adults because there's all these kind of adult situations and there's humor that kind of, if you don't pay attention, you can kind of miss it, which I think is hilarious. Even just I started off watching Catch play and then I actually jumped in and played it a little bit and got to play a couple fights and some levels and stuff. There's some puzzle stuff you have to solve, but generally speaking, it's just kind of a traverse the area and it's almost like a side scroll deal until you're in combat. The combat is similar to any kind of your classic RPG game, like a Final Fantasy or a Paper Mario.
It reminds me of Paper Mario a lot, but it's just sillier.
Yeah, it's just a really silly stick figure version of Paper Mario.
Hey, look at this ghost. I'm going to fight you, ghost. Oh my god, he's got pickles. Oh,
yeah.
He's got pickle ghosts attacking me.
Oh my god. The one freaking level, literally, he booted it up, and the first thing I saw him do was enter an abandoned pickle factory, and I was like, what the hell is going on? and then he fights a ghost that is literally surrounded by flying pickles. And I'm like, so do the pickles attack you? And they attacked you all right. They freaking kicked his ass.
The first time, then I went back and I was stronger. It was like, oh yeah, look, this ghost has got pickles. He's a pickle ghost. That's literally how I was talking while I was playing the game.
The entire time you're playing this game, talking like Rick. It was just so much
running
fun.
around. Oh yeah, you think you can beat me? I've got a ghost gun. What do you have? Where's my fucking Morty?
Well, then like you have your like you would kind of because obviously I didn't see from the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
but like you start off, you can pick like your kind of your one of three classes. You have your I'm assuming like your fighter type.
So you've got your brawler, your mage, and then your I don't even know what
snake whipper
class would classify as because it's not like long range or anything or archery, but it's almost like I guess you'd say like a beast tamer because your abilities are kind of like well no actually no you're more of a what's the word. You make potions and shit and poisons.
Oh, so you're like an
alchemist.
An alchemist or
yeah,
whatever.
so there's the alchemist, there's like a mage, and then there's like a brawler. But it's not like you can't fight with all of them. Like each of them are great fighting classes. I chose the snake whipper one because I was like, it looked hilarious when
literally
I
you
saw
just
my
walks
character.
up to a level and hits him with a snake.
Yeah, you're whipping him, and it makes the whip sound like the whoosh. And that to me was just hilarious. Like, and then there's the cow puncher. That's the brawler, and it's literally it just shows the guy like punching a cow like this. He's just like ah. He does extra damage against cows, and then there's the mysticist or whatever, and he can basically cast spells. So it's interesting.
Well, and the whole synopsis of the game, from what I understand, is like you're a dude who's trying to basically save his town.
No, you're actually.
I have no idea.
Yeah, so it's just you basically starting off with. So you're living at home. You just get out of bed. You're like, oh right, time to head west, right? That's why you wanna head west because the cows have come home. That's the.
Oh my
the joke.
God.
And so
the cows have come home.
So there's money and people are trying to repopulate the West and everything like that. And so you go out and you're on a cart and you say goodbye to your family and they all give you like your skill tree setup. Like they start you on your skill tree setup. And then you fall off your cart, you wake up and you're in this like random ass town that's not even close to the West yet. So you start off there, you do a couple things, whatever, get your grounds and your bearings. Then you go off West and then as you go off West, like you get to choose your partner that you take west with you, which you can have a medic, you can have like a sharpshooter, or you can have like a guy who's like, I don't know what his ability would have been, but I'm assuming it's like bargaining or something, just from the conversations I was having.
Some kind of crazy guy who like sells
name's
you
Crazy
shit.
Pete.
I would like Crazy Pete. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, and
Well, you chose
he
the
just
medic.
wants to go. Yeah, I chose Dr. Alice, who's just incredible.
She's literally like an alcoholic woman with a shotgun,
Who's a doctor.
and the best part about it that killed me again with the humor in this game. It's like a game that doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah.
But it still takes itself seriously enough. Like literally her special ability when she heals him, she just pulls out her bag and like dumps a bunch of medical supplies on you and that heals you.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
And so then you go out west and then you get to start your adventure and explore. And you saw how open world it is. It's literally like a weird way of doing it, but it's open world. And you can just sit there and grind for hours if you want. Level up your character. There's no limit on that, or at least I haven't found a limit. And yeah, it's just overall like it was just kind of this weird game that I started playing, and when I really got into it, I was like, oh my god, like finally a classic RPG. Like I'm so glad I got this game. And
Hey, that's what it feels like. It feels like a good modern but like classic RPG.
Yeah, and I don't like I get it. Like people are like, oh yeah, turn-based is like so slow paced, but like it's not.
This game doesn't feel slow.
Turn-based is hilarious to me, and it's always fun because it lets you think out your attacks and everything. And like, I don't know, like I wouldn't have wanted to change anything about.
No,
this
for
so
sure.
far,
Like
so.
the great thing about it too is like when you're in combat, the comedy of the game, like it kind of lends itself to that turn-based because like you can if you are like poison someone with something, you just walk up to them and dump it on them, and it's like that's freaking hilarious.
Or just throwing sticks of dynamite at people.
Yeah, because why not? And then you have, as far as the combat, like you have your basic like melee attack, which like now in the game, of course, Caz has this big giant bone. So
And
he just
no,
hits people
he's
with a
not
bone.
talking about a penis.
He's not talking. I'm not talking about his Casberg. I'm talking about
Don't
the.
call it that. That's a terrible name for it. You call yours Hodberg if you want, but I'm not calling mine.
Casberg.
I don't even want to know.
Gertberg. Casberg.
No.
Works on so many levels. Anyway, but like. But
How do you turn off the mic? I'm done.
how do you turn off the microphone?
You can't, motherfucker. The mic's permanent.
But like literally, like you get this giant bone from killing like one of the popes of like the meat gods or something.
Yeah, his name was Saint Beefus.
Saint Beefus. Well, that's the thing too is in this game, meat is currency, and there's like meat mines and veins.
Yeah.
Like it's so stupid.
You have to
but it's
kill the
funny.
fake pope,
and then like you get his,
and then you get the fake pope hat. Now I'm running around in the game, and I'm like, I'm the fake pope, motherfuckers! Do bow to the will of the fake pope. Just like
You will bow to me, son of God.
let's do it. And yeah, I've got this big bone sword now. It's not
just
even a
hitting
board sword.
people
It's just
with it.
literally a big bone, but it's like the best weapon I have right now, so it's hilarious. But walking up to people and I'm just like, oh yeah, take a taste of this motherfucker. And just like,
Smack
it just
them with
makes
the
a
bone.
whopping sound like whop on their head. And you're just like, it's so Paper Mario. Like,
It totally is. And then like you have all your different items you can use, but then your ally obviously like they have their main attack. So with Alice, she has a shotgun.
yeah.
It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it hurts all the enemies. So she's just like standing there, like just chilling. And all of a sudden, she just freaking pulls out a shotgun out of nowhere and just bang. And it's like, what
And like
the
it just
freak?
spreads across the whole area. And
It's so funny.
yeah, there's a lot of fun there. And definitely, you definitely just like the mechanics are just perfect. For
It's
what
just
it is.
it's super like the fact that I picked up and like obviously I'm a gamer. It's like
Yeah.
I can pick up most games and get into it pretty quick. But like with this game, it took me a few seconds to kind of, and that was actually my first time literally playing the Switch.
Mhm.
You know, not just for a few minutes. Like I sat down for like half an hour and played it, and then I was like, "Okay, I got this," which is interesting because I wasn't sure how that was gonna go about. Because I was
Well,
like,
you
I
were
don't-
watching me play it for like a good hour.
So
while you
obvious-
sat here cleaning my guitar.
Yes.
And you're like, Kaz, you should be more interested in this. I'm actually like giving your guitar a full body rub down and everything, and like
polishing everything up and moisturizing the fretboard with my spit. I mean, what?
And I'm just like, I'm just like, yeah, that's cool, DJ. I'm trying to, kill a ghost that's throwing pickles at me. What? It's throwing pickles, okay? I wish I could be a pickle. I wish I could be Pickle Kaz.
Well, it's Cucumber Caz.
Cucumber. No, it's Pickle Kaz. I want to be a pickle now.
I don't know. Anyway, I thought that it was funny because, like, just it came out of nowhere. Like, you were just like, oh, this, because you keep bringing me these games that just like come out of nowhere.
Because I'm good at picking games.
You are.
That's why. Like, if I you know how picky I am with games. You know me. You hear me bitch about it. And like, when people will come to you and they're like, "Has you played Beyond Two Souls?" I'm gonna find out who you are. Swear to God.
There's like 5 people that were like,
And they're
dude,
5 feet. They're 5 feet taller than you, and they're all ripped. I don't care. I'm still gonna fight you with the
Well, the
Nintendo
one-
Labo robot suit.
the one guy's definitely like at least a good foot taller than you. So
Size doesn't matter. That's what my mom said to me when I was growing up. But no, I
what my
just
fiance
I don't
says to
know
me
why
all
I'm
the
getting
time.
so heated about that. Like honestly, it really like I get it. Like if
if someone disagrees with you, so you get mad.
I don't care. No, it's just it's not that they're disagreeing with me. It's just like when they go, is he high? Oh my god, like the game's amazing. It's just like, okay, great. Like I get that, but like if someone came up to me tomorrow
Agree
and
to
they were
disagree.
like, if they were like, oh, Mass Effect 2 is the best game ever made, I'd be like, well, who gave you cocaine again? Point to the
You
person.
don't
who
like
gave you
Mass
cocaine.
Effect 2?
No, I'm just saying after like it's not the best game in the world.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I thought you were like getting it that you
I
didn't
love
like
Mass
it.
Effect
Yeah,
2.
so do
Mass
I.
Effect 2 was my jam. Like that was the Mass
It's definitely
Effect.
not the best game ever.
It's
though,
not
for
the best
sure.
game.
Okay,
No, but I'm
okay.
just saying it
Okay.
was my jam. I'm just saying like I don't like when people get all like defensive or something. Like it's just my opinion. I know it's unpopular, okay, but shut up, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. And go back to your schoolworks, you bunch of Mortys. Or Summers, I guess. You're more like Jerry's actually. Geriatric motherfuckers.
But yeah, you guys should definitely check out that game, West of Loathing. It's very good. Like to the point like I want to buy it. It's
Yeah,
really
it's only
fun.
out on computer and Switch, which I just found out.
Oh,
It's
that
freaking-
is just
Maybe you shouldn't have bought a
undesirable.
car, TJ. Maybe you should have bought a Switch.
should've bought a
Maybe you
Switch.
shouldn't have gotten engaged, TJ. Maybe you should have bought a Switch. Maybe you should have
Yeah.
bought a cat, TJ. I love you, Steve.
I didn't buy cats. They just were here when we
I
moved
didn't buy
in.
cats. The cats came to me.
The cats just showed up when we moved
So
in.
the
I was
cats
like,
came
okay.
back the very next day. The cats came back. Thought we
Well,
were
got
gone,
it, but the cats came back.
Just couldn't
Stay away. Don't you know the cats
we-
came back?
Can we talk about our Super Mario Odyssey oddity?
Does anyone really care?
What?
Does anyone really care about Super Mario Odyssey anymore?
We're not.
I do.
We're not talking about just Mario Odyssey. We're talking about our experience.
Okay. So
We're gonna do a little synopsis of what, like a rundown of what we were going through,
Okay.
and the shit that was happening. Because I think
So-
that's gonna be funnier
yeah.
than.
So,
I
like,
wish we had
Mario-
recorded this shit.
So Mario Odyssey, like we've talked about before on the podcast, Kaz did like kind of a full review of it a little while ago.
Kaz is pretty
That's all
much
good and
Team
everything.
Nintendo. We all
Yeah,
know that. He's
we all
a
know
bleeding heart Nintendo liberal. Get out of here.
Like if you rip his heart out, there's a Nintendo logo on it. Like that's just is what it is.
It's the N64 logo spinning around, the 3D one. You remember that
That's
one?
literally his
That's
heart.
my heart.
But I hadn't seen this game in person, really. I hadn't played it. I barely played the Switch. So he was like, dude, I'm going to come over. I'm going to bring the Switch.
I'm going to play it while you clean my guitar for free.
Yes, for free. I'm not going to pay you, obviously.
Why would I pay you for goods and services?
At Hodder Guitar Services on Facebook and Instagram. Follow me out. But like, he was like, so like, we're going to come over and I want to play Mario Odyssey with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Like, he's like, you can be Mario, I'll be the hat. And I'm like, cool. All right, that sounds like fun. And then when we sat down to get ready to start playing it, I was like, no, I want to be the hat. And he's like, why? And I'm like, I just think it'd be more fun. And he's like, oh, you'll be Hodder. And I'm like, fuck yeah. It's Hodder and it's Caz. It's not supposed to be the joke today, but I fucked it up. And like, so I sat down. I didn't know what to expect.
Neither did I, because I've never played the 2-player, so I was expecting it to be a lot more different than the way it is.
Oh my!
Not that the way it is
much.
completely bad, because we started to get the controls going, and I also messed up. I didn't bring certain pieces of the Switch with me that I need to bring next time we're doing this. But we're eventually going to do like an actual capture card playing this, and then we'll just do a voiceover or something.
We should just
like
start
that.
a new game at that point.
Yeah, we will start a new game, and we'll just flip back and forth between who's the hat and who's not the hat. And
I think I always need to be the hat.
You need to be the
Hatter. I'm Hatter.
Okay, I guess so.
What's up, everybody? I'm Hatter, and I'm Cario.
So tell them about how the game starts off. What we start doing.
Okay, so the second we jump into the game, it's like the little controls show up for what you can do. So when you're the hat, you can do three things. That's it. You can spin around on Mario's head to look around to see what's going on and like move the camera. You can throw yourself instead of him throwing you at enemies and take them over, or just sit there for a while he walks
really
away from you.
Fuck things up.
Yeah. Or the best part of the whole damn thing, we had so much fun with, is you can jump for Mario. So like if I press my A button, I'll just randomly jump, but then I can also double jump.
Yeah.
So there were certain parts of the game that like it makes it much easier, but also if he jumps, then I try and jump, the hat will just jump by itself, which led to a lot of hilarious scenarios in which he was relying on me and I was relying on him to not do things, and then neither of us did anything.
Yeah, so we just fall into the sand or something, or I'm like, okay, let's do a double jump here. Okay, let's go. And he's like, all right. And then we do the first jump. I'm like, good. And then he misses the second jump, and he throws himself in the opposite direction. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Well, it's like, because it's finicky. Like it's
yeah,
like,
it is. It's
when
tough.
you jump, like when you're doing the double jump when you're the hat, like you have to do it and then do it right away.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then the hat will just go, ha, and he like jumps without Mario. And I'm like, bro, what was the point of that?
You lost your Mario, bro. You lost your Mario, bro.
If like the one level we were doing, I can't remember the level, but it was like the sand level.
Yeah, the second level, the desert kingdom,
And,
or
like,
whatever one it is.
With that, so like if once I throw myself out off Mario's head, I can move around like normally, but like it's kind of hard to control because you can't really see what you're doing.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So like that's my only complaint is I would love to see when the hat goes out of range of Mario's camera, it kind of creates even like a little box so you can at least kind of see what you're doing.
Yeah,
But
the
get
fact
it.
that they even included 2-player is completely absurd.
That's cool, yeah, because I didn't know what to expect of it. But like, so let's say like there's a bunch of Goombas in one area. And so I determined that I can just throw myself off of him and just kill all the Goombas by myself and collect everything. So I was like, this is key. But the game didn't get really, 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 really absurdly fun until we realized when we went like 2D old school block form.
Yeah, 8-bit.
That 8-bit, yeah. I can remember the term 8-bit. At that point, if I jump and hold the jump button,
Yeah.
the eyes pop out of Mario and we
We
levitate for a
levitate, and so
second.
it really fucks things up when you weren't expecting it. So you're like timing your jump in Mario, then all of a sudden you're like, wait, why am I not coming down? And you're like, oh, and you start laughing. I'm
Hodder,
like, what?
Hodder.
And you're just like, hey, look, there's little eyes on the hat there in 8-bit form. I'm like, God damn it. So he's like pushing the button when I'm like, no, don't do that. And I get like fucked up. And he's just like, oh.
How did you do that, Caz? Why would you do that?
And he's getting mad at me. He's like, no, I got you. I'll levitate you. And then we fall down like 5 stories. And I'm just like, way to go. So, but it does make a gameplay like really cheap.
Oh my god,
It's so unfair.
It's so unfair. Well, like when I'm like doing the little music note challenge,
Oh yeah.
we determined I can collect them for him, so I just go. "Brrr,"
Yeah, so
and I
he just
spin
can
around in
stay
a
off my
circle.
head. So like for those of you who played Mario Odyssey, like what we're trying to explain here is when he can throw himself, he doesn't have to come back right away. He can literally control where he's
Yeah.
going and just keep floating
I
around.
can just float around for a while.
So we turned TJ into we turned him into a sombrero, so it looks a
Yes.
little bit funnier. So he's like a little UFO, like.
so much fun.
So yeah, we got to this water level. We got to the Lake Kingdom, the Lake Ontario Kingdom,
Yes.
and we went under the lake, and I found a music note. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, this is gonna be fun because swimming underwater is so controllable in every Mario game I've ever played.
Haha.
And
I wouldn't know. I'm a hat.
And so we get down there and I hit the thing, and then all of a sudden TJ throws himself and he starts collecting them like he was saying, and I'm just like, oh, perfect. Okay, this makes my job easier. Let's get these three right over here. And then TJ just comes back to me and goes, boom, we did it. And I'm like, yeah, we got a power moon. But I well said I got a power moon, not TJ. But,
Yeah,
you know.
of course, the hat gets no glory. Just like with this podcast, Hodder gets no glory. It's just Caz.
Cazadori.
Cazador.
Glory.
But yeah, like, and the fact with like boss fights even.
Yeah, the
You
boss
know.
fights were fun, yeah.
Because like the only thing is I would have loved to have seen with the hat on the co-op mode, like when I throw myself and become an enemy.
Yeah.
I don't say Mario has to be with me, but like it would have been cool if I could do stuff with them as well. So like if you're controlling an enemy, I can still throw myself,
Yeah, you can.
which is kind of
interesting.
funny because I thought the whole point
The
of it
concept
was
is if the hat is attached to the thing, then Mario gets to transfer into it. If the hat's not on the thing, then you can't. So I don't understand how that mechanic works. Maybe we're reading too much into it.
I don't know. I just think it's funny. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Way too much fun. And like literally the fact that you can just jump into that game with two people and have that much fun.
Oh yeah.
Like just
And it's
doing stupid bullshit.
We were literally just like laughing our asses off. Like I'd be like, "Hey TJ, come get these coins for me," and he'd be like, "Okay." And then TJ just get up and leave me, and I just have a
I'm
hat.
like, bah.
I just have a hat floating above me. I'm like, "This is really a 2-person job," and he goes, and then he just looks at me and he's like, "No, I'm busy," and I'm like, "Well, technically, this is a single player game, so you don't really need to be."
Yeah.
You know? But I was just like,
It'd
"Come
be
on, this is
easier
a
with you
2-man
here."
job
It's
because I
like,
can
no.
double jump and traverse everything without having to actually play the game." And yeah, and we fought Bongo, or no, what was it? It was Thanos
It was with
with the Infinity Gauntlet. And, oh no! Or I was doing Kermit the Frog. It was like, oh no, it's Thanos! Everybody, look out! He's got his Infinity Gauntlet.
I don't know if that's quite Kermit, but it's something.
Oh no!
You will bow down to me, son of God.
Hurry, take over Thanos' gauntlet and punch him in the face with it. And then Thanos is like, oh no! No! It's the boss from the inverted pyramid level. Everybody,
Yeah,
if
he's
you're
like a
wondering.
stone dude.
Yeah,
But
we were calling him Thanos now.
I don't know why, but it was funny.
Well, because he was looking for a ring, so technically he's looking for something, and he's got these giant Infinity Gauntlet fists, and then you take over them and you punch him in the face. Spoilers, that's how Infinity War should have ended.
With Captain America just punching him in the face.
No, with Captain America throwing his shield in it, and it transfers him into the body of the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, and then he just punches him in the face.
And then he goes like,
Captain America.
everybody knows if you just hit the boss 3 times, they die.
Yeah.
So why didn't they just hit
that
Thanos
is the
3
laws of
times
video
and he would have
games.
died? Boom. I did say
These are the
spoiler
laws.
alert, so you can,
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. But yeah, it was so much fun. So if you guys have the Switch and you have Mario Odyssey and you have someone to play it with, please play with
And if you have the Switch also, time to get West of Loathing because, we live out east right now and we're loathing east right now. So we might be going west to loathe soon.
What would be west of here?
British Columbia.
No, well, not that far
Yes,
west.
we're going to British Columbia.
Okay, we're going to go to BC.
We're going to British Columbia, Sean. We're going to British Columbia. It's beautiful there.
It is actually quite beautiful there. I want to go there someday.
It's really expensive, but it's beautiful.
There's 2 guys at a game in British Columbia.
They should probably just change it to Columbia now because I bet you Britain's gonna exit. What up? Get it? Brexit.
Ha a little bit of political humor there from Caz and anyway. So something else we have to talk about here today that's actually it's freaking hilarious. The fact that this happened to us twice in the past 2 weeks, and it's just. To me, it's funny. Some people are kind of like, "Oh, that's unfortunate," and I'm like, "Why?"
Oh, that
I think it's
sucks,
hilarious.
man. I can't believe you guys totally predicted the future. You must hate that you have
You
superpowers.
guys predicted the future? What? What? So a couple weeks ago, when we did our little what's going on with Pokemon Switch leaks and stuff like that,
Yeah.
literally the day because we recorded that podcast a few days in advance, obviously, like we do with most of our stuff.
Just like before they were
which
going
is
to announce
life.
the game and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Fortunately, we can't help that. This is what it is. It's never really been a problem.
No.
Until the last couple of weeks, where it's just kind of funny to me. So literally the day that we released that podcast, perfectly predicting. We were talking about leaks, so obviously some of it wasn't our prediction, but what was a prediction from me anyway, because I hadn't read any of the leaks, was the connectivity
Yeah.
in that. I totally called that.
And we were all talking about it oh, there's no way that could be real on the podcast. And I was going off because I'm such a negative Nelly. And I'm just like, It's not true. It's fake. It's fake. It's a phony.
News.
It's a
fake
big fat
news.
phony.
This is fake news. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. It's fake news.
It's fake news, and I'm telling you, it's fake news. Anyway, so yeah, but it wasn't fake. In fact, completely shocking for once.
Yes.
The leaks were real.
The leaks were dead on,
You know,
as were we.
and I guess we should have probably hinted at that once we heard the whole Cerebi Bulbapedia thing, and they were like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
kind of real, guys. Sorry to disappoint you." So, anyways, I've had Nathaniel's thoughts on it,
Yes.
and since he can't be here with us today, he is here with us in spirit.
Shouts to the prince that is
because
king.
he's out living his life, working in his
Working his ass off over there.
So he had come to me and he said, "I don't like it." He gave me it was just a statement over text message, and then the next day I saw him in person and he said, "I don't like it." And then we were talking about it yesterday at work, and I just found out that actually another Poke fan works with us. So guess what, everybody? I can't say where we work because of podcast laws. Thanks a lot, laws that are podcasts that I didn't think were real until somebody I work with
bylaws.
told me that they were real.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah,
there
I know.
are actually.
But
legit.
anyways, so I won't name names or point people's fingers out of a crowd, but I will
There
say
is someone.
that there are 4 supervisors at a specific location that I work. I am one. And then Mr. Prince, I'm sure I can divulge him because he's been on the show, right?
He's on the show, so it's different. It doesn't apply to
Yeah,
him.
so he is another one. And then there's a third one who I won't name, who is also a huge Poke nerd. And we were just looking at each other. We were like, this is a Pokemon democracy. Change the name of our restaurant to Pokemon Coffee and Donuts.
Well, and there is also a Pokestop in the building.
yes.
So that's kind of hilarious.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, and he's just like, and I'm just going to impersonate this person, but I'm not going to do it offensively. This is just how he sounds, and I'll try and do it not offensively. And he's just like, yeah, I'm a Poke fan. And I'm just like, you are? And he's like, yeah, but my sister's a bigger one. And I'm just like, well, I don't think anyone's a bigger Pokemon fan than me. And I'm like, what Pokemon games do you play? And he goes, all of them. And I'm like, all of them? Pokemon Go is not all of them. He goes, no, I'm talking about like all of them, like Ruby, Sapphire. And he starts listing them off. I'm like, he knows. He's like, I'm really excited for Let's Go Pikachu. And Nathaniel turns around and he goes, no.
You're wrong.
He
Shut
just
up.
goes, no. And he just walks away. And I'm just like,
No.
I'm like, I'm excited for Let's Go Eevee, but only if you can evolve Eevee, but you won't be able to evolve Eevee. They will not let you evolve Eevee because like if I could have an Espeon on my shoulder, just clutching my shoulder, I would be good with that.
dope.
But I don't want a fucking little Eevee being like, Eevee. But anyways, I
You
thought that
evade
was
the
I thought that
shotgun.
was super interesting because it was just like, you know, like when I first started talking to Nathaniel, I didn't like he was such a quiet guy, and then I was like, yeah, I really like Pokemon. He's like, what? I love Pokemon too. That's how he said it too. I guarantee you, it was that loud. And he was like, you know, and his laugh is just. I got to be careful when I make him laugh because if we're in a hallway where the walls are really
super
close,
loud. His laugh is
my
so
ears
loud,
ring.
yeah.
Like I said, you're
His
gonna
laugh
make
is
me
so
go
loud.
deaf, man. But yeah, no, like, and we talked about Pokemon and how much we like loved it, and that's where our friendship kind of spawned from was just like gaming.
Pokemon and gaming.
And
Well,
that's
same.
great. And I'm just like, yes.
That's
I'm
how
like,
we
being a
started to be-
nerd is awesome.
That's how we became buddies. That's how Hodder and Caz, like the Hodder and Caz
So-
origin stories.
Yeah, so I thought that was just interesting that we have another, like, we literally have 3 supervisors working here now that are all Poke fans, and it's just,
Well, it's just funny that like
and we also hired someone new too who is also a Poke fan. So we were all talking. We're having a nerd fest talk about like Adrian's included in there, and he's talking about Pokemon Go, and then and then you got the rest of them, and we're like, yeah, Pokemon, and I'm like, go Zapdos, and
Zakdos.
Kazdos,
Kazdos. There you go.
Zapkaz,
Zapkazados.
Kazados,
Kazados.
Kazados. Now we need to make a meme with my face on a Zapdos. Great, thanks, TJ.
That's what I do. I
Yeah.
create memes. But like the leaks were released the day after, like a few
right,
hours after
sorry,
we
we
released
were
that
talking
podcast.
about leaks, my bad.
Yeah. So it's okay. So it's just hilarious that like we literally was spot on, and like it was funny because Brandon messaged me, that's the producer. He messaged me and he literally was like, "You were dead on.
You,
were
you
dead
guys
on
like
correcting it."
must
Yeah.
have been cheating.
Yeah, it's almost like you read that somewhere. But like, I honestly didn't about the whole phone connectivity thing. I just said like that's
No,
the
and
only
then
way they can
honestly,
go
like,
with it.
so this is why I'm saying, like, I got a lot of people that know me and know my stance on Pokemon. I got a lot of interesting text messages that night from not just like, you know, I got them from the producer, I got them from Nathaniel, I got them from some of my friends that I haven't seen in like a year or two, and they know my hype about Pokemon, and they know this is a big deal, and they were like, "Oh, dude, what do you think about this? Aren't you angry? This isn't even like a
Aren't you
canon Pokemon."
pissed?
And I'm kind of like, "Oh, hold on, guys, hold on. Let's just see where they're going with this, okay?" And they're like, "It sucks," and I'm like, "No. I'm like, what this is going to do, from what I've seen in the trailer, seeing that trailer kind of like was like this. I'm like, I love it. It's like being able to just like chuck the Pokeball with the switchy thingy, the Switch-Con, Joy-Con. I love that. I love the fact that you can just, like, I don't really think it's necessary to have another Pokewalker. So I'm glad that's an optional feature that you don't have to buy, where you're like, hey, let's put a Pikachu in a Pokeball, and you can shake it, and it's like, Pika, Pika! You're like, oh my god, Pikachu, this is fucking annoying. Chuck the fucking ball into a lake. You're like, fuck you. No, I don't think that's going to be anything interesting. And I always like, the trailer itself is so cheesy, like the way that they put it up. Because it's like, these like actually like it's like full on like moms going like, oh, I guess I better take my Pikachu to lunch with my girlfriend. Hey, look at my Pikachu. Why do you carry that around, Susan? Why are you doing this? Well, I just really like it. Why are you doing this? You should get one too. Is it the divorce? Is it making you do this? Yes. So
Damn it, Karen.
So that's kind of annoying. But I do love the whole, oh yeah, you can transfer Pokemon to Pokemon Go. The only stipulation I have with that is how.
Yeah, I'm curious as to how they're going to pull that off.
So is this game going to be based on a Pokemon Go system? Simply like when you're evolving Pokemon, it has to be with candies. Is it going to mess up the flow of Pokemon Go in the sense of you have to like really work on Pokemon Go? Like they make you work for things. You can't just like walk in and go, hey, what's up? I'm going to grind for 7 hours and I'll have a Dragonite. It's like, no, you have to play the game for like almost half a year before you get a freaking Dragonite. Like it took me forever. And now it's not even the best Pokemon in the game. And I'm just like, rah, 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 rah. No, but Pokemon Go will definitely spark back up again. That's the big thing, right? Now they basically were like, it's almost like a sad way of saying it, but it's like Nintendo was like doing a bailout here. They were like, you had a great idea for a game, but it's failing hard now. And only a couple stragglers are staying around here. So we're going to just, come in. We're going to make a game based off of, whatever we feel like. And it's just going to revive you. And Niantic's going, thank God, because we need more money because we spent all our money on Pokemon Go stuff. And and I think it's more of a bailout. I could be completely wrong because like nobody plays it. There's like a select few. And now with this, it will revive the game. I've already convinced Nathaniel. I'm like, Nathaniel, you got to get it again so we can actually start going out and doing this because this game's going to like, you say you're not getting the game now, but like you don't know what's going to be in the future.
He's totally going to get it.
And he's like, I'll just wait till 2019 because they've also announced that they are going to do another Switch game, but it's going to be very more heavily focused on the main series. So I don't think this is going to be 100% canon. And even if it is, it's basically just like the retelling of Red and Blue.
That's from what I can gather. That's what it's going to be.
And it's even more so. It technically should be counted as a spin-off. If you're going to look at it like that, like never before has a game been connected to Pokemon Go. So you can't, the amount of mechanics that are going to be involved, like, and also if it isn't a spin-off game, like if it's actually main series, then we should be able to transfer Pokemon up to the game itself on the Switch. And that's not going to be a feature, I don't think. I can guarantee you right now that's not going to be a feature because it's like I get like the way that they're doing the transferring between the system that has like combat power in Pokemon Go and transferring it over to like Let's Go, whatever version you're getting, Pokemon Let's Go. It's not, I have to say it's a spin-off game. It's almost like just an enhancement that'll give you that feeling of like, for people who don't want to just go out and run around town all night, they can come home at the end of the day, they can enjoy it, they can transfer a couple Pokemon they've caught over, they can start training them there, and wherever that affects it.
Yeah, that's what I see.
That's where my disconnect is. I just want to know how it's going to affect the gameplay between the two games and how the compatibility is going to actually work. But other than that, I'm very excited. It's a very futuristic way to do things. Like, oh, here, take your Pokemon on your phone with you. Boom, done. Like, it's the way we're going, right? Instead of being like, oh, transfer your Pokemon onto your Switch and then carry your Switch around and your phone around and your 3DS around. And, but that's what I'm curious to see that go. And I know I just go off on the discussion of it, but that is really the whole takeaway is let's just wait, just see where it's going. I don't think it's going to be a bad thing. I don't know if it's going to be necessarily the greatest Pokemon game ever made, but it's definitely going to be an interesting game. Plus, it's a title for Pokemon that we wanted since the Switch came out, and we're big whiner babies about it. And we finally got it, and now we're like not satisfied. It's like talk about being a spoiled brat. Like honestly, like I get it. It's not what you wanted, but it's better than getting a freaking Pokemon Rumble for the Switch and waiting another 5 years until, and we got a Pokemon Rumble and they released it for free the day they announced it. Like they had it. It's the Pokemon Quest, the Cube one, the Minecraft one I made fun of where I said, oh, yay, who let Microsoft into Nintendo? That's my new catchphrase, by the way. So
what is?
Who let Microsoft into Nintendo? Because it's like, it's seeming like Microsoft has snuck in there and they're like, yeah, so Jeff, you're a new hire. What do you think we should do for a new game design? Just come on, pitch ideas. This is Nintendo. Or should I say Funtendo? We just have fun here. Thanks for having me here, Jim. I didn't come from any other previous gaming companies, so I think we should, what was it you wanted me to do, Mr. Gates? Oh, right. Cardboard box for our Nintendo Switch. But it's not a cardboard box for the Switch. It's a cardboard box that we play with on the Switch. That's a great idea. Give this man $1 million. He definitely doesn't work for Microsoft. You have any other ideas? Can we also maybe take Pokemon and make it in box form? And then we can craft with it, like Minecraft for Pokemon. This guy totally doesn't work for Microsoft. He's a genius. Let's keep pitching the ideas. What's next? Well, I don't work for Microsoft. I know that. I don't even know what Microsoft is. Am I right? But see what I did there? So maybe we should come up with like another game concept. Yeah, what's that? Let's bring Dark Souls out for the Switch. It's already happening, man. You're fired. You lost all your funding. Why? Just because I didn't have an original idea? It's exactly it. But my other first 2 ideas weren't original either. Well, you're fired.
You totally work for Microsoft now.
Go get a job at Microsoft.
You fired me.
At least I got 2 bad ideas in there.
But well, the thing is, too, is as much as like the whole Pokemon thing, and mind you, by the time this episode is out, unfortunately, they may release more information on Pokemon.
They better release more information.
I don't want it to happen until after this episode's out, because then we look like
No. It's fine. It's fine.
It's all good. But then, of course, what else happened? That's kind of the more downside of it. To the point where I had to literally do up that freaking disclaimer.
Oh yeah,
before the podcast.
So if you hear disclaimer, it's because we're off the ball. Like right now, for all we know, while we're recording this podcast, they've released information,
like 7 new things. So
and I'm not up to date on my gaming news as much. The only way I find out about things is when people text me and they're like, "Hey, Zach, did you see this?" And then I'm just like, "Shit." Like, we just recorded a podcast yesterday that's supposed to come out tomorrow, and now the information's here today, which we're like, God fucking damn it, Morty.
That's why we've kind of moved away from the gaming news stuff, because like it's just, I find lately there's been so much stuff happening like so quickly that like we'll record on Monday and then Tuesday there'll be information that wasn't out before, that I'm like, shit, now our podcast is completely irrelevant.
Right.
So I just I moved away from the gaming news stuff because it was just getting too difficult. But on that note also, time for gaming news, just kidding. With what happened last week.
Yeah, we predicted another thing.
Yeah.
Which was,
we were off completely, but still. And it was, we were talking about the Fallout thing with the whole police standby, which we should have seen that coming.
No, we shouldn't have. That was an interesting one. I didn't think that Fallout was going to come out with a new game, and I still don't know what kind of game it is. Like, is it going to be a full Fallout game? There's a lot of speculation that it's going to be like what you were saying. It's a sim.
It almost seems like it's going to be like a vault builder sim kind of, which I'm down. I think that'd be really.
I think it's interesting as long as it comes out on
the Switch. And a bunch of other stuff, which I think we'll see that happen. But
TJ, I'm okay with this game as long as it comes out on the Switch. Okay.
All right.
Okay. No, I don't think you're hearing me. If it only comes out on the Xbox One and that other console that we don't talk about. Oh, sorry. I talked about the wrong console today. My bad. I want it on the Switch.
Okay. I was saying. But like, we still kind of predicted about as far as what we want from Fallout 5.
Yes.
Which is a different game from Fallout 76.
Yeah, I mean, why would you skip ahead? So many
I don't know.
games.
I feel like that's the name of the vault. So like
no, you're just basing that off of pure random rumors and leaks that you've been reading. Ever since we did our first leaks episode, he's on 4chan every day.
Yes,
He's just like, oh, look at the leak. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's a leak here. Oh no. Oh, look, there's a leak over here too. Oh, that's how he sounds too. When he's Hodder.
Cazador Hodder.
So,
but it was just funny. I thought it was hilarious. So I wanted to talk about that quickly because it's just the fact that we were like, I mean, in one regard,
wait,
we were
did they say
off.
war never changes in their thing? They did, right? Okay.
Yeah.
War never changes. I'm Morgan Freeman, and war, it never changes.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like we both were wrong because we thought that maybe they were going to like the re-release of Fallout 3 or something in the new consoles or something.
Fallout 3.
The remaster.
Fallout 3 definitive remastered game of the year edition. It's all for you.
2. Wait, Dad. But like, I just can't believe we were so off. I just thought it was funny. So a couple people hit me up and they were kind of like, you guys were really off. And I'm like, no shit. Did you not hear the freaking disclaimer? So number one, that tells me that people don't listen to the intro.
Fallout New Vegas.
Well, I think that'd be fun too. Why don't we have that? Let's freaking
Fallout New Old Vegas.
I still want to see them remaster that just for the record.
Yeah, it's not
Like, it'd
going
be
to
a lot of
happen.
I don't know, but anyway, I believe it is now time for some shout-outs.
Shoutouts initiating.
I'd like to shout out Josh from Still West of Loathing podcast. Ha!
Still West of Loathing podcast.
I hope you like that one, buddy. Maybe you'll like that game. I think you'll enjoy that.
I think he'd enjoy it because he'd totally get the concept of it.
Yeah, plus every time I say a game, he's like, oh yeah, I started playing Stardew Valley, now I'm addicted. Oh my god. Was that him? No, was that somebody else?
That was him.
That was him.
That was him. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, shouts to Josh Still Loading podcast. Shouts to the Drinks with Larry crew. Shouts to the Brocast, the Giant Leap for Geeks, Big Karaoke E podcast. I totally fucked that up. Karaoke Big E podcast. The Bumping Uglies podcast, Mr. Bumwine Bob, the Real Rant podcast, Life is Casual Gamers podcast.
Podcast.
Of course, Jig and Tom Conquer the World, EMZT Radio, and then of course
I
all
Need
of
a
our
Drink
buddies.
podcast. This is taking a long time, and I know we have to respectively do this, but I Need a Drink podcast. I
Then
feel
why
like if
are
I
you
just say,
interrupting me and let me just finish because I was almost done?
there's no way there's a podcast called like, oh, why always you just let me finish and interrupt me? Done podcast.
Shouts to our friends on the Podbeard Network, of course, Mikes and Beers, Dark Runner, Martin Perez, Creep or Sleep, which is the new podcast on Podbeard Network. It's doing very well, so that's awesome. Screw That Hodder Guy, and shouts to the producer. All his hard work. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Any shouts, guys?
I just did my shout outs.
Just do one shout out.
What?
You did one shout out.
Well, I mean, shout out to Nathaniel.
Yes, thanks to the Prince.
He's
that is
with us
king.
in spirit, as I
Yes.
said earlier, and he has been a huge, supporter of us.
I told him, I said, we're probably just gonna have to bring you on the show, and he was like, cool.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be TJ's replacement while TJ can't do the show for the next 25 months of his life because he's gonna have a baby and get married, and he has a car now. Now he's an adult and has responsibilities, and I'm just like, okay, whoa, slow down there, buddy.
So what with these responsibilities?
You know,
but
you
for the
can
record,
barely
I'm not
control a
having baby.
fucking hat in Mario Odyssey. I don't think you're ready for a kid. So,
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I have been Hodder.
Hatter.
I've been Hatter.
And I have been. You all know. I'm not going to say it. I feel like I've said it 100 times before, and I'll say it 100 times again. I have been Cazador motherfucking Jones.
Follow us on all the social medias under Two Guys in the Game. We have Facebook and Instagram, Two Guys in the Game, Twitter, Two Guys AA Game. Follow Casual Jones on Twitter.
At the Tangent King.
You can also follow me, TJ_Hodder.
You don't have to, though.
You don't have to because I suck.
You can
though.
follow me, though.
Yeah, follow
That's a
Casual
good
because that'd be
choice.
really fun. And we'll see you guys next week on Two Guys in a Game. And don't forget to send in your questions.
Two guys in a game.
Don't forget to send your questions. Episode 30. We're going to do a Q&A. Bye, everybody.
Roll the credits. Roll the credits. Send to season 2. Just shake that ass.
Bitch, and let me see what you got. Just shake that ass.